welcome back to another television review. Is HBO considered television? Like, would this be considered TV?
Home box office television, right?
Yeah, I guess. I just feel like it doesn't slide into that category of like cable television series.
No, it's
I don't
television
know.
at the highest tier, I'd
Yeah,
say.
Yeah.
yeah. I guess HBO really pumps them out.
Yeah.
AMC had its moments, but anyway, we're talking about. You probably guessed it by the HBO, uh, House of the Dragon, episode 4, King of the Narrow Sea. What'd you guys think?
Yep.
I
I
enjoyed it.
mean, yeah, I'm on board. I think we had a very in-depth debate last week about Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings, and
Yeah.
I mean that was kind of my mind watching this episode, and I mean this solidified a lot of things for me as far as like entertainment value goes, and just we're saying elevated television. This is the highest tier of fantasy for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the best I've ever seen. And not just this episode. This episode deepened a lot of stuff. We can go into it, obviously, but just in general, this world, Game of Thrones. I'm in. Maybe more than
yeah.
most.
Top notch. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wish they would just do better CGI on the landscapes and the cities. But other than that, I agree. I think it's top tier.
Yeah.
Dragons still look good, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
even though we
I think
didn't
this
get
was
any dragon,
Yeah.
No dragon in this one, right?
yeah.
no dragons.
I think
But-
this was my favorite episode though so far. Weirdly.
Mm.
I don't know why. Maybe it was. Was it because of classic incest and some politics going on or whatever?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It's getting deeper. The wheels are turning. And I mean, there was a lot of good scenes in this one for me too, so I can see it.
Yeah, no, it was actually up there with one of my. I think last episode was probably my favorite, but this episode's up there for me. I think her wearing that beanie for most of the episode took me out of it. A little too modern for me, but
Yeah.
I don't know why that bothered me, but it did.
too many hipster vibes
Yeah.
Yeah.
in King's Landing.
The
like-
beanie style was just lost to time in Game of Thrones. So like we didn't see it in the modern story. It was just lost, like many things probably.
But,
Uh,
yeah, no, it was pretty good actually.
yeah, thought so too. I mean, I'm really liking Rhaenyra as a main character. I'm liking a lot of the people they set in place for the story. Honestly, I think they did a good job choosing what the main players would be, and like kind of what defines them. I'm liking how like Rhaenyra's leading. The opening scene I thought was a really fun scene.
Yeah, dude.
Where she's like basically like swiping or whatever, swiping left,
Yeah.
swiping right, like.
And
then-
the sword that you never see, or you underestimate, the little kid. That's what killed
yeah,
me. It's like
was it
it's
Blackwood?
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you hear somebody get stabbed, you're like, oh fuck, it's him, man. And then
Yeah.
do a little switcheroo. That was a good moment. Yeah,
yeah, a little skinny fucker got him.
yeah. Fucking dude, that dude had it coming. That dude's a douchebag. I mean,
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
was.
Yeah,
And-
underestimate the little guys. Keep doing it.
and he was like
Right?
the speech he gave was like powerful. It's just he's so small, and
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
but he backed it up. He said he was gonna protect her.
Yeah,
protect
you
the-
saw her near
What's-
her look. She was like, "Oh shit!" Like,
yeah. She
knew what was up.
she was saying
back,
that
she was like-
she was saying she could get to like know him or like get to like him, right? I mean,
Right.
yeah, maybe I don't know. Honestly, don't know where it's gonna go, but maybe that character comes back into play.
Be cool.
There's a time
Yeah.
jump.
Time jump. Maybe
Yeah.
he's
Yeah. I thought like the relationship with Allison and Rhaenyra too, I think is pretty cool for me to watch. I mean, Allison's character is kind of like, I wouldn't say she's in the background because she's a feature character, but she's has to kind of just put up with a lot of the shit and not do much. But I think they're kind of displaying that turmoil for her pretty well, and I'm curious to see like where that relationship ends. I kind of expect like some betrayal for them, but I don't know who or why yet.
It's an interesting dynamic too. Like, well, it's an interesting character in terms of like she's the same age as Rhaenyra, but she has to Rhaenyra. Did I remember that right?
Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're the same age, but she's already having to go through the whole motherhood process. She's now queen or whatever, and they're the same age. They were best friends or what have you, and she's stuck in this position now where, I don't know. It's a cool dynamic where she's like, I'm your stepmom, So
Yeah, it's
they're the
weird.
same
That was a
age.
great conversation. Like the line where she's like, "I'm not gonna like be chained to some dude and forced to pop out heirs, and it's
Squeezing
like,
out babies.
yeah. So yeah, you're right. I think like Allison, like they really deepened her and like made her a bit more complex, and like
Yeah.
she's not, and from what we saw last episode, she's obviously a large influence on what's his name, Viserys. So
That scene where she's standing by the window, it was getting me some the season 6 of Game of Thrones where the Cersei's son just falls
Tommen?
out the window. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, uh
do that.
something's gonna happen here.
Yeah.
I was getting some suicide vibes there, but luckily she didn't jump with the child or anything. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming she's gonna like have a hunger for power of some sort eventually, but I don't know,
something's
we'll see.
itching. Something's about to.
Or something's
The
gonna
fuse is
snap.
lit.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
gonna
I thought
play
it-
to make, and you're right. It
Yeah.
might like end up being a back, like
Something
inadvertently
like that.
backstabbing Rhaenyra or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be some chaos or some betrayal somewhere in here, you know. And
Right.
I don't know. I thought the sequence, like where it's cutting between Rhaenyra, like having this whole new like experience in Flea Bottom with this whole lifestyle that she's never seen, and then it cuts to Alicent, who's like literally called to bed,
Yeah.
like can't experience what she's experiencing at all. That was a really smart scene for me to like show the differences, and they've said it to each other that like they don't want to live those lives or whatever that each other's living. So
Yeah.
it's just cool to see like that juxtaposition.
Definitely.
Sure,
The
yeah.
play was like good, just like I don't know, a window into how
People
things
are
work
feeling.
in King's Land. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I thought the play was fun. I mean, we had a few like crazy plays from Game of Thrones, and it was
Yeah.
kind of fun
Yeah.
to like see another one kind of be back there. I thought all of like the Flea Bottom journey was pretty cool. It like felt like it was like thriving and bustling in a way that we hadn't seen in the
definitely.
show.
People like walking ropes, over the streets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Torches, fire breathers, and stuff like that.
And did she take a secret tunnel there? Was that secret? Like, did we know about that?
Like in
or
a
was
room,
that-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that
Strange.
like? I was just curious. Was that like new info that they're like trying to tease or whatever? That there's the secret
Other than,
tunnel that
like,
people didn't know about.
Yeah, like because in Game of Thrones, other than seeing the dragon skulls underneath King's Land, like, I don't think we're
It
given.
might have been a secret tunnel, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool nonetheless. It makes sense that like Targaryens would,
Know all the little nooks and crannies.
yeah, like know the
Okay.
design, like
Yeah.
escape routes and whatnot. Yeah.
I also came away from this episode. I mean, it's kind of been like brewing for the previous ones, but to me, I'm kind of really coming around to Matt Smith as an actor. I don't know. There's like something in like that guy's like gaze and like his intensity.
Yeah,
He just
definitely
captures
holds a
it.
presence.
Yeah,
For sure.
I think he's
On
pretty
screen.
good. So I've only seen a little bit of what he's done, but no, kind of like him. I would watch like other stuff that he's in. So
Yeah, he's okay.
yeah, not
Yeah.
liking him.
I liked his long hair better. I think when he cut off his hair, he
Agreed.
lost the character for me. But
I agree. I wondered why that. I don't know what the choices were behind the scenes, but like,
He's neutered. They had to
Yeah.
cut his head.
yeah, that's,
yeah,
But I mean, that led to like one of the darkest moments of the episode or the show when they just went down to the
brothel.
the brothel and then just turned into some what do you call it?
Wincest.
Wincest?
Yeah. In their sense, they're probably thinking Wincest, but most people will just say incest.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense. Like if you follow the Targaryen lineage and stuff,
Yeah.
it's all fucked up and disgusting.
you-
but
Hey, we
You
saw
can
what the
see it coming
Lannisters
from a
made.
mile away. I mean,
yeah.
as soon as he comes in with the crown and stuff, and she gives him that gaze of like, "I want to suck that dick," you're just like, "Yeah, they're gonna get
Yeah,
together." by the end
I
of
think
it.
even from when he gives her the necklace, it's like there are some strange,
romantic
for sure.
psychosexual things going on here. But yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's just kind of signaled to me that the story's getting more fucked up too. It's just like, oh god, yeah.
Hey. I'm kind of glad though because there was Sir Christian Cole. I'm glad he got his rocks off with Rhaenyra because I don't know. I thought after the hunting scene, you're kind of like, okay, yep, there's definitely
Oh yeah,
some sexual tension here, whatever.
yeah.
And now that dude's gonna be fucking dedicated to Rhaenyra for life.
Yeah.
So
She hooked him.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's kind of sad though, because did she actually do it, or was she just blue balled by by her
Yeah.
uncle. So now she's like, oh, God,
Really?
I need someone to finish me up
Moved
here.
on to the next person.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think that they played with that idea of like pushing it onto some other person, her
Right.
aggression or whatever she had.
Yeah.
I actually like thought like there was a lot of sex in this episode. Obviously, some
Very horny episode.
yeah, some gratuitous, but I actually thought this episode was like pretty bold in its approach to like show you the nuances of like different types of sex or like just different like quality levels, and like just with like Viserys and Alicent,
Yeah.
like literally like almost lifeless. And then Daemon and Rhaenyra, it's like super passion fueled and like naughty. And then Rhaenyra and Kristen was like the pinnacle of like passionate. And I don't know, it's like you could have just had like gratuitous scenes for just that sake, but I think they did a good job of like fleshing out like the nuances of what it all entails and stuff like that. So I thought it was good in that regard.
Yeah, I agree. It wasn't like wanton, it wasn't sex for sex sake or blood for blood's sake, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the only
Yeah.
gratuitous stuff was the orgies, and
Yeah.
I think that was
Throwing
just
those buttholes around.
yeah, just
69. We got all kinds of stuff going on in there, but
yeah.
you could smell that room.
Oh
Yeah,
my
dude,
God,
for
dude.
sure.
Yeah, I guess that was just there to show Rhaenyra how fucking crazy it can all be, and she's so innocent at that point.
Yeah,
I
right.
guess, so
Look what you're missing out on. STDs.
yeah, right. Flea bottom sex.
Yeah.
Mm. But yeah, I also thought like towards the end of the episode, a lot of the like stakes were rising or kind of moves were being made. I thought it was a pretty good scene with Viserys and Otto when he's like stripping him of his Hand of the King duties, because for me, I saw like a thing in Otto that like he actually doesn't want to do all this stuff. Like he actually is like not happy telling him this news, or like not wanting to do the climb to the top as much as like we thought. But then I don't know, maybe that's still like the act he's giving to the king, so
Yeah.
It kind of seemed like, I don't know, it felt like a setup in ways, because that little boy went to him and then it went to the Damon's woman thing. I don't know if they're married or if he just said that, but
Yeah.
because that kid went and visited both of them, so I don't know if it was like set up betwixt the two of them.
Maybe.
So
Yeah, that's hard. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of realized too that Daemon, like you can understand him. He's got his like he's pushed to the side. Won't he? But he could if he had the throne, he could bring the Targaryen name to glory or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's just kind of like an evil man deep down. At least that's what I'm seeing. Like there's something in him that he just wants chaos and disorder, and
I think so. Yeah.
especially with like how he took advantage of Rhaenyra. It's like, and like you can
Right.
see the like turmoil in him when they're like kissing or whatever, but it's like he did it to himself and he fucked the situation thereafter. Like not her, but like the whole situation is blown up after just because of what he selfishly did there.
Right.
so.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then at the end there, where her dad gives her the little elixir, the Plan B back in the day.
Yeah, the morning after tea.
So if she takes, if she takes it, but if she doesn't take it, and maybe she ends up getting knocked up by,
That Kristen Cole's kid.
right. So, do you think she'll just say it's Damon's in spite, or what?
I think that was
Or
kind of
the-
my first thought. It's just
Right.
bringing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Someone
that's what
else.
everybody's talking about, that they fucked, right?
Right, that'll be the rumors and shit. Yeah.
Right. So,
But she's about to be married off to Laenor too, right? So like,
yeah. So it's a little weird.
I mean, yeah,
It's a sticky situation.
yeah. From what the next episode looked like too, it really does feel like continental moves are starting to be made. Like we're kind of in King's Landing for a lot of this beginning part, and like Dragonstone a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming everyone's kind of spreading out now. I mean, Daemon is supposedly going to the Vale.
Right.
We'll see, but so yeah, it's cool. I'm digging it.
Yeah. I'm more invested. I still haven't watched the next episode of Lord of the Rings. That's how little invested I am in that. But this
Yeah,
I'm
me neither.
actually invested in, and I look forward to it
Right.
on a weekly basis
Yeah.
now. So
It's enticing. It's quality television. It's HBO,
Right.
baby.
it is. It is. HBO can deliver.
Yeah, exactly.
They might not be able to stick the landing all the time, but they can deliver.
Well, let's see if they deliver on this this first season. I'm assuming it's got to be built into some epic conclusion. that they've
Right.
planned out. I mean, I would hope, but yeah, stick with us. I guess we'll see what happens together.
Yeah.
Yep. See you on the next episode.
Yeah, stay cool, guys.